What's up, peeps? How's it going? Hey, it's a hoppin' Friday night over here at the Nybert house. I've decided to make some cloud bread. Never made it before, but it's actually like a high protein cloud bread. And if it works out, it'll be an awesome recipe. I don't know. It's a little labor intensive with all these egg whites. So let's get started. You know, guys, I'm super passionate about getting, especially women, to realize that we are under consuming protein right now. So optimizing your protein, 30 to 40 grams at your meals, that's just an easy goal. Could make a huge difference for your health, your wellness, and your weight loss in 2022. So remember, I'm Amanda Nybert. I'm a registered dietitian with a passion for health and wellness, and let's do it. So I am using a recipe online. I'll share it with you guys. Starting out with egg whites, and you need 12 of them, okay? I think there's a way that you can make this with just the carton of eggs. So and again, I need like all my bakers out there because I've been sitting here like separating eggs for 2 hours. And I have this like little egg separator, but like what the heck? Like, what is this? Do you just sit here for days? Okay, so this was my decision. I just decided to grab some scissors and I just start cutting it. So Lauren, she's my big baker girl. Like all you bakers out there, how do you separate your eggs? It's a little labor intensive, but don't worry because I've only got 2 to separate with you guys. I got my oven at 325, and apparently I can make ice cream with these egg yolks, which is a good thing because I have a lot of them. Custard, you know I'm not gonna let them go to waste. Mayo, I can make my own mayo, but I have a ton of mayo. So I'm gonna probably make some ice cream and see how that goes, you know? So separate your egg whites and then use my scissor technique. This is probably the right way to do it, I'm telling you for sure. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the chat feature. Okay, so we start with separating our eggs, and then we're gonna mix. We have allulose, which is a non-caloric sweetener. It's like a plant-based non-caloric sweetener. It is basically air, it's zero everything. And you see this a lot in like protein bars and things like that. So it calls for 1/4 cup of allulose. So I'm gonna add my egg whites to my stand mixer. I've got my kind of beater. What is that? My whipping paddle on it. And then 1/4 cup of powdered, I hope this is powdered, it looks powdered, allulose. Probably not saying that right, but you know, that's how it goes. My favorite salt, Redmond salt. This is my go-to if you're looking for high quality, high mineral salt. A 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So we're gonna put that in there. Let's see here. And cream of tartar. Another 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Apparently this stabilizes the egg whites for all of you that wanted to know what the cream of tartar was for. Okay, let's see here. Allulose, cream of tartar, and whip it. Whip it good. Okay, so here we go. Mix all this here. You know, so we're kind of like making egg white peaks. Yeah, I feel like that's the bulk of the recipe is gonna be these egg whites. Okay, so then next I'm gonna add some egg white powder, which I've never used before. I'm up live on TikTok too. So I'm excited to try this. This is for 1/4 cup. It's got 80 calories. 2 grams of carbs, 16 grams of protein, so super high protein, and it's just egg white powder. So I'm gonna find lots of applications for this, or I'm gonna be making lots of cloud bread, who knows? It's supposed to be like Wonder Bread in terms of how it comes out. So I've got my, while I'm doing that, I've got my bread pan. I'm gonna spray that with some, I love this avocado oil spray. It is Heart Month, which is why I have my red on. If you've been following me on Instagram today, I've been celebrating all my heart warriors out there. 2 very special friends that are amazing congenital heart defect survivor. My sorority sister / gal pal, Jana, had a heart transplant, I think 12 years ago. I think I said 11, but I think she's going on 12 years. And then my favorite guy, Aiden, who was born with multiple congenital heart defects. So we've been talking a lot about healthy fats, and I've got actually a lot of kind of heart health content coming up. So while that's whipping, let me tell you what I stock in my kitchen for healthy fats. So obviously, I love this. I use this a lot. Here's the deal. When you have a lot of these kind of healthier pans, don't use this stuff, okay? I found that it kind of burns really fast on those, but I use it all the time. I spray it on my veggies. If I need something to be nonstick. I love coconut oil. That's another one. It's solid at room temperature, so it's a little bit trickier to use. I love to cook like my steaks with this. I know it's like steaks and heart health. Everything we've been told is a lie, I promise you. Eggs and things like that. So I use that a lot. Obviously, the OG, butter. Yes. Who keeps their butter on the counter? Does that freak you out? I feel like it's like 50-50. Yes, this is my little butter keeper. I keep it on the counter. So when I need a steak, so I'll grab the butter that I use. Oh gosh. And I keep 1 stick. Eggs are frothing. I just keep 1 stick of butter out so it's nice and soft, easy to use. This is the butter that I like, the Kerrygold. It is from cows that are grass-fed, so it has a higher CLA, conjugated linoleic acid, which is really good for your metabolism. We know, based on data, that we can actually correlate the reduction of butter intake with the increase of disease. I used to always say, I worked in a hospital, and I would always tell my clients in the hospital, I was like, listen, if your grandmother ate it, the one that lived to be 105 and drank whiskey every day and smoked cigarettes, it probably was good for you. And butter was at the top of the list. So love quality butter. If you have a true dairy allergy, check on my, I think that's gonna take a while. A true dairy allergy, then I would recommend ghee. Ghee, so here's the deal, because with regards to inflammation, so I kind of have like a hierarchy that I teach my clients with regards to optimizing your health, especially when you're starting out. Protein is always at the top, caloric management, macro management second. We do a little bit of fasting, intermittent fasting, time restricted eating, and we talk about whole food nutrition, and we work to eliminate foods that are high in inflammation in our diet. It's always 80-20, always progress, not perfection. We're never 100%, maybe some are. Kudos to you. So cow dairy is one of those foods that a lot of people get a lot of inflammation with. Sugar, alcohol, gluten, and cow dairy are kind of the top 4 inflammatory foods that we are over consuming right now. However, cow fat, cream, butter, 99% of the inflammatory properties are removed. So even if you have a lot of inflammation with cow milk, cow yogurt, cow products, you'll probably have very little to no inflammation with, say, butter, full whipping cream. And then if you have a true dairy allergy, you can use ghee, because that 1%, okay, so 99% of the inflammatory properties are removed with butter. With ghee, because you clarify the butter, they skim off kind of that 1%. And it's really the protein molecule that's found in cow dairy, that A1 protein molecule. It's really big. It's really hard for the body to digest. And again, not everybody has high inflammatory response to cow dairy, but a lot of people do, especially when your gut is, when you're dealing with kind of like leaky gut and you've got a lot of like, you know, underlying health conditions. Once you kind of heal your gut and you get your body to a better place, you'll probably tolerate dairy a lot better. So it's not an all or nothing type of thing for most people. Now, obviously, some people it's definitely all or nothing. So anyway, and then my last one, let me grab that. Actually, my last two, avocado oil, and I get this at Costco. So a lot of people ask me, Amanda, what if I want to make a box cake? Or, you know, what if you have a recipe that calls for a cup of vegetable oil? This is what I use. Yeah. I mean, it's very mild, flavorless, you know, it works great. And then also, obviously, the OG olive oil, which is awesome. I encourage my clients not to cook with olive oil. Olive oil has a really low smoke point, so it's easy to oxidize at high temperatures, and that ain't good. Whereas like coconut oil and avocado oil and ghee have a really high smoke point, so they're much better to use in hot settings. And that's all I use, guys. Like, I try to keep it simple. You know, I'm not gonna worry about anything else. Like, keep your oils really, really simple. So here's a little heart healthy lesson as we whip our egg whites. Apparently they're supposed to be real stiff. So I'm gonna keep them going. And then we're gonna add just this egg powder, stick it in this pan, and we're gonna cook it up. So in terms of when we talk about heart health, you know, the misconception is that fat is bad for you, okay? The misconception is that like cholesterol is bad for you. You know, for years people avoided eggs because they are high in cholesterol. And a lot of people don't realize that, you know, absolutely when the first food guide pyramid was created, the first set of nutritional guidelines back in 1977, we villainized fat mainly because we were obsessed with the calories in versus calories out equation, okay? So at the start of these nutritional guidelines, we thought in order to be healthy, it was absolutely solely based on calories in versus calories out. And while, you know, caloric deficit still matters, the makeup of your calories potentially matter more, okay? And what we did in 1977 is we villainized fat. We put that fat at the very top of the pyramid because 1 gram of fat has 9 calories, whereas, check on my eggs. 1 gram of carbohydrates and 1 gram of protein have 4 calories. So the notion was, okay, if we need to be in a caloric deficit, you know, eat less, exercise more, then we need to eat less fat. But what we didn't really have a good understanding at that time is really like what was causing the body to store fat and what was causing the body to, you know, metabolize fat, i.e. the endocrine system, i.e. our metabolism. And so fast forward, you know, 2 decades, we realize that it's really more, you know, in terms of fat storage, you're going to store more fat with overconsumption of processed carbs and sugars than you are with, say, fat intake. If you eat 5,000 calories of just fat, you know, maybe a little protein, i.e. keto, you know, this is a great time for me to clear up the difference between keto and low carb, okay? So keto is a high fat diet. Usually the macro percentages for keto are 70% fat, 15 to 20% protein, and then 5 to 10% carbs. So a lot of people think they're doing keto when in reality they're just doing low carb, high protein. So, oh, slowing down. I think I should check this. Let's see what we got here. Give it. I need my bakers. Like, oh, I think it needs a little bit more. I wonder, can you over fluff egg whites? I don't know. So if you eat 5,000 calories of, you know, high fat, moderate protein, you're probably not going to lose weight because you don't have that insulin. I mean, you're not going to gain weight. You don't have that insulin response. That's why people that do keto see great weight loss. There is lots of great applications for that type of eating, you know, pattern. In my mind, it's just not sustainable. And you know me, whatever you do to lose the weight, you better be prepared to do to keep it off. And most people just can't sustain keto. Also, keto needs to be cycled, especially women. You know, women need carbohydrates. Our thyroid needs carbohydrates. Our muscles need carbohydrates. So, but if you eat 5,000 calories of, you know, a lot of carbs and sugars, you're going to gain a ton of weight. So anyway, that's what we kind of figured out. And so our recommendations have changed. Now, a lot of people don't realize that, I think it was in like 1985 or 1990, the government actually like came out and retracted their cholesterol recommendation, said, oh, we now recognize that cholesterol in food does not impact total cholesterol. All right, so, and they also retracted all of their low fat guidelines. Well, you don't hear about that, do you? No, you don't hear about that. So fat is not the enemy. I always say, you know, your plate should be filled with protein first. Protein is always the missing link. Protein is the most polarizing macronutrient because there's just so much controversy about it. But let me just take away all the controversy. You need protein. It is maybe the most essential macronutrient on a daily basis. And protein it's a finicky little effort, all right? Whereas like carbs and fats, you can bank. You don't have to have the same amount or, you know, specific amounts of carbs and fats every day because we have tons of carbohydrate and fat stores in our body. But protein, you do. Every single day, you have to be sure you're hitting that bare minimum protein goal. And you've got to space it out. So not only do you have to hit your minimum protein goal, slowing down, you got to space it out throughout the day. And the better you space out your protein, the better your protein optimization is, the better your protein muscle synthesis is, the better your, you know, metabolism is. It is the missing link. So here I am making high protein bread, because why not? All right, I feel like that's good enough. Okay, they said like you should be able to tip it over your head. Okay, I think that worked. I feel like that's pretty stiff. So really fluffy, really stiff egg whites. And then what am I doing? Okay, so once I do that, turn the mixer gently, to low, and gently mix the J-Rob protein powder into the whites. Okay, so how much? Oh, I'm just using regular. I couldn't find the J-Rob, but This is a good, I got this at Whole Foods. I looked at Walmart, couldn't find it. I think like maybe like a nutrition shop would have it. Obviously, Amazon would have it. So how much of this stuff am I gonna need? 1 cup. Oh, that's a half a cup. Well, I can do 2 of those. Okay, so 1 cup of this egg white powder. What questions do you guys have about heart health, protein, all the things? I'll go back and use it. Look, I have a straw. So prepared here. Okay, so this is half a cup. I'm gonna add this. I'm just gonna add a little bit at a time. Low on low. And another. So this, once you make this keeps in your refrigerator for 4 days. I thought, man, wouldn't it be fun to, you know, I mean, I could make some sandwiches, French toast. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'm just going to make it and check it out. It could be horrible. Let's see here. Okay, here we go. Let's do another. Avocado toast. That would be super yummy with some runny eggs, a breakfast sandwich. I'm not a big bread eater to begin with. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I love a good grilled cheese, and that's probably my favorite, grilled cheese, yeah. Sandwich here and there, but I mean, I'm down for a lettuce wrap, I'm down for a salad.
I like me some bread.
Yes, I'm making it for my hubby. He likes some bread. He's the bread king.
Sometimes.
He's on the health train right now, doing so good. Let me tell you, any man who's crushing it, there's a woman behind him doing all the cooking. Do you agree, honey? He says absolutely not. I said the men, it's so easy for them, you know. They just got women to take care of them. Okay. So turn the mixer on low, gently mix in the JR protein powder into the whites, grease a pan, and fill it with the bread mixture. All right, let's check it out. I mean, that's not that bad. If I didn't have to separate all those eggs, this would actually come together very quickly. And I could see myself making this maybe once a week. Let me give you the nutritional information of it.
Cold here.
No, it's so cold. It's like supposed to be like 0 degrees here in Kentucky, right? All right, so I'm just gonna pour it. I feel like I might be able to make 2 loaves. It's a little chunky, so I'm hoping that powder got mixed in enough. Cloud bread. Now Molly Hunter wants to make cloud bread. She's gonna make her. She's like, oh, there's a cloud bread on TikTok, of course. And I looked at the recipe, and her cloud bread is going to be egg whites, sugar, and I guess that's what the allulose is to give it a little bit of a sweet taste or something, and cornstarch. It's those 3 things. So I'm going to help her. Ooh, I feel like that egg white might not have got mixed up enough, but we'll see. I'll learn. I'm going to learn from this. I guess I'm just going to pour it all in here. Maybe make it really high. Looks fun. Let me give you the nutrition info. I'll probably share the final results because it's got to cook for about 30 minutes, I think. So look at that. Look how fun that looks. It's like a big meringue. But you could do it, I don't know. I'm going to be a cloud bread expert, I have a feeling. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to stick this bad boy in the oven for 30 minutes. Turn off oven and leave bread in there for 15 minutes. Come back to check that out. Okay, so the nutritional information of this bread is it makes 18 servings, and each slice is 32 calories, 7 grams of protein, 1 carb. That's good. That's good. Yeah. So you can make like a big sandwich. I know that hitting your protein goal, this is always such a challenge for my clients. And you know, I like to really emphasize, I did a podcast yesterday with a guy in England. Super fun. I can't wait for it to come out. Charlie. And he was talking about, you know, I promote a high protein diet. And I was like, I hate that word. Okay. And I don't know how he said it, but he said something about high protein. And I'm like, we've got to stop using the word high protein. Okay. And I do this because we carb cycle in my program. And, I call them regular carb days and low carb days, you know, where sometimes people will say high carb days and low carb days, because I think it's important for people to realize that there's a difference between low protein, adequate protein, and high protein, okay? I am promoting an adequate protein diet. When you put your, you know, protein goal at 20 to 30% of your caloric intake, that's very conservative, guys. But the problem is that number it's big. It can be big for a lot of people. And I always say, I wish you can see people with cats. If I show the cat on the counter, people without cats will freak out. They'll be like, oh my God, you have a cat. Oh, yeah. No. Are you going to eat the egg whites? But people with cats know the cat goes anywhere. My friend Cassie is like, get the cat off the counter for sure. But that's what we're talking about. We're talking about a protein adequate diet, okay? If you weigh 200 pounds, 100 grams of protein is not a lot, okay? 150 grams of protein for someone who weighs 200 pounds is not a lot. That's not a high protein diet. It's a protein adequate diet. And that's the problem, is that this is what I feel. Again, in my space as a registered dietitian, you know, I've met with thousands and thousands of patients and clients. I've been in the field for over 20 years. I'm almost 50. That's going to be my new tagline. Okay. I'm almost 50. People hate it when I say that. I'm turning 45 this year. I'm old. Yes. But it's confusing because there's so much noise in the space of health and wellness with regards to what you think you should and shouldn't be doing. And in reality, and then there's so much noise about where you should be getting your protein from. You know, you should be vegan, you should eat animals. And at the end of the day, it's like, I don't care, okay? I don't care where you get your protein from. And protein is important. And the problem is that people talk about high protein diets are bad for you. High protein diets are bad for you. What's a high protein diet? Huh? Sis, what's a high protein diet?
Meat.
I mean, nobody define what a high protein diet is. You guys are just making assumptions on what it means. Oh, don't touch it, okay?
Well, no, I was just looking at it.
Don't look at it.
Why can't I look at it?
Don't mess up my cloud bread.
I just wanted to look at it.
If she messes up my cloud bread, I'm be. But again, so we give these very ambiguous, you know, high protein. Well, what is high protein? Okay, I always say, you know, sis, I'm on your platform.
No, but like, ooh, that filter.
I got all. She makes, but honey, I got all the filter. People are like, what's your self tanner? And I'm like, it's an Instagram filter. Okay, it's not a tan. So understand. I always say, you know, Shaq. Okay, Shaquille O'Neal. He's not eating 100 grams of protein. You know, he's a big guy. He probably eats like 300 grams of protein a day. It's all relative to your size. So protein optimization should be at the top of your list. And what I have found, again, I've spent the last 4 months making it my really number one focus. I haven't really changed much, anything else in my, did you just eat the?
No, I smelled it. It did not smell good.
Didn't smell good? Well, you're about to make some cloud bread yourself.
Mm-hmm.
These are eggs.
What are you doing with that?
I think we're gonna make some ice cream. TBD. But when you focus simply on getting that 30 to 40 grams of protein, are you going to start doing stuff? Oh, she's just like waving at people. At each meal, everything else falls into place. I promise you. Like, you don't have to track all your other macros because everything else falls into place. Everything, Maggie says, crack the egg and break it in half and let the white fall out and then flip the yolk from one half. Oh, that's what I'm not doing right. I need a second, like, yolker thing. Okay, I'm going to try that. Thanks, Maggie. I love that. Molly Hunter's waving at people. Maybe I'll wave too. Hey, I'll wave. Give them little waves. What other questions you guys have? Now I'm scrolling through. Oh, we can just wave at everybody, can't we?
Yeah.
What is that salt? Oh, this is Redmond salt. Love it. It is a salt. Where is it mined from? It is mined in Utah. Well, don't skip questions.
No. I wasn't there.
There was none?
I was just.
So it's mined in Utah. It's unrefined, ancient sea salt, subtle flavor,
How far
loaded
go?
with minerals.
Okay, I was just saying.
Love this salt. I feel like you skipped all the questions. Hey, Molly, look at you getting some shout outs. Let's see here. See, sis, they love you. Okay, here we go. What about just protein shakes? Can you raise your resting BMR by having protein shakes? That's a great question. So I'm learning a lot more about protein muscle synthesis. It's not something that I'm going to be an expert on it. Yes. But based on what I understand, again, it's like that 30 to 40 grams of protein per meal is key. And leucine is really key, okay? Leucine is an important amino acid. Again, why I feel like animal protein is superior is because it does have all the amino acid profile. It has all the amino acids, whereas plant proteins tend to be lacking in amino acids or just like don't have enough of them. So my understanding is that there's like two ways that you can actually promote muscle growth, and that is through adequate protein intake, this leucine, which is super important, and strength training. So, and again, remember, as we age, our protein utilization rate decreases. So again, it's like as we age, I think people eat less protein and we need more protein. It's basically the easiest way I can say it is like, you know, when you're 20, you eat 20 grams of protein. What do you do? You eat 20 grams of protein, you utilize 20 grams of protein, okay? It's like bioavailability. But when you're 60, you eat 20 grams of protein, you may only utilize 15 grams of protein. So your protein needs don't change, but now you need more in order to actually meet your protein needs. Oh, I didn't put a timer on. Is it 8 o'clock? Let's see here. What other questions do you have? Molly's on here. What up, Molly? She gets
Molly Owen?
Yeah, Molly Owen. She gets mad at me for putting her on Instagram because she says all her friends make fun of her, which is
Yeah, like they all like videos of me when I'm younger. Everybody just sends me.
why are kids so mean?
People just send videos of me. When
Someone asked Amanda, what do you think about the keto diet? Again, I don't have any problems with it. I think that there are a lot of powerful medical applications for it. I think it's, applicable if you want quick weight loss. I think people see really good results. I think that there's a healthy way to do keto, and then there's kind of like a non-healthy way to do keto. And I think that keto has to be cycled. It's not intended. If you really look at the keto experts kind of out there, you should do keto for a couple of months, and then you should cycle out of it, add carbs back, and then cycle back into it. So I just think people are kind of doing it the wrong way. And again, I think that 50% of people that think they're doing keto, they ain't doing keto, okay? They're doing low carb, high protein. Because the whole purpose of keto is to put your body into ketosis. And too much protein prevents, ketosis. So if you're eating, 30-40% protein and you're only eating 30-40% fat, your ratios are way off. But in the long run, for me, keto does not feel sustainable, okay? And I'm all about sustainability, okay? I'm not for the short term. Like, we got to get off that yo-yo dieting trend. We got to find long-term lifestyle. You're going to get all the comments with all the funny faces that you're making. Let's see here. What other questions do you guys have? I'll answer them and then I'll jump off. Allie and Ben, what's up from Williamsburg, Virginia? Hey, you found me on TikTok. I love that. I love that. Do you think UK basketball will ever win another championship? Let's talk UK basketball. I'm going to defer to my husband. I feel like this might be the year, right, honey? We're going all the way? Our team is looking up, that's for sure. Yes. Howdy, partner. Which is your favorite Pikachu? Okay, we got lots of. Do you have a favorite Pikachu?
There's what?
I don't know. Someone's asking that on TikTok. All right, guys. Well, I will. My Molly is like your Molly. I will keep you guys posted on my high protein, low carb, cloud bread. We'll see if it's a winner or a dud. Again, I thought it was pretty easy to put together. Would definitely be even easier if I didn't have to separate these yolks. So I might just grab a carton of egg whites. But my girl Maria, who I'm taking this recipe from, DM me if you want the recipe. Oh, there's some questions coming in. Let's see here.
Well, I got it. This is so bad. I gotta watch this.
Tap a question. What are your thoughts on dietary tea with milk thistle from Arbonne? I'm not a huge tea drinker, and I love milk thistle. I don't use it. I thought milk thistle was really good for nursing moms to improve your milk supply. I love adaptogens, ashwagandha, things like that. I just feel like people need to focus on optimizing their magnesium first and foremost. I'm really passionate about magnesium. I might do another live. I just made my first batch of magnesium bicarb, and I've been using that. Is strength training the best way to raise your BMR, or do you increase overall caloric intake? I think absolutely the easiest and surefire way to build your metabolism is to build more muscle, all right? Because those that have more muscle mass have higher metabolic rates at rest. So, and again, as we age, jeez, you've never done the dishes in your life, and you choose to do the dishes right now?
Yeah, but that batter smells terrible.
Lordy. So, in regards to building muscle, as we age, one of the biggest reasons why our metabolism drops is sarcopenia, the loss of muscle mass. So strength training is key. And I talk a lot about strength training, and it's not...
Okay.
Whoa, this is going to be a great replay, let me tell you. I talk a lot about strength training, and for some people, strength training may be like just body weight squats, lunges, push-ups. It doesn't have to be, squatting 300 pounds. You got to start somewhere, and getting your percent body fat below 30 is key. Okay, so that's what you should be shooting for. Getting your percent body fat below 30. I love that question. Four Seasons Island Landscaping wants to be in my video.
Who is that?
I don't know. Someone says, very curious to see your magnesium post. Check out my blog. I have so many great, I have a great post on magnesium. Also, I know you're in my program, so check out the supplement guide. Oh, you're probably waiting for the supplement call in the group. My husband wants to know if the cloud bread is like angel food cake. I don't know, I've never had it. But they say it's just like Wonder Bread. That's what they call it, Wonder Bread. So I'm hoping it's really light and fluffy. It seems like it'd be just like angel food cake. Tell your husband, TBD. I'm gonna give you some feedback. Molly Owen is calling your name. Sis, really, LOL. She is leaning learning too. Yes, she is learning. We do have we've been having a lot of conversations about, you're welcome, girl. So good to see you, Miss Nikki. A lot of conversations about protein optimization over here because my kids, they're basically assholes. They eat like assholes 24/7. Is that true?
Pizza's here.
Yes, I did order them pizza, and I'm having bread. So it's gonna be a good night. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining me on this Friday night, making cloud bread, talking about protein, talking about heart health, talking about all the things. See you later.